Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Cryptokip, and today we have a lot to talk about as there is more news unfolding with not only Crypto.com, but Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, and what is going on with this guy and what he's done to the crypto industry. Guys, this story is going to continue to unfold, I believe, for weeks, possibly even months to come. There are some folks starting to talk about whether or not he's going to get jail time. Let me know in the comments down below, do you believe that that is something that is possible, considering what he's done thus far? But guys, I've got a lot to cover. Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful himself, lost a lot of money in FTX. He recently went on CNBC, made some comments. I'm going to go over that and a lot more. If you guys like this kind of content, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, because when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, we're giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to one lucky subscriber, and that is going to help you out considering where we're at in the markets right now, if you know what I'm talking about. Without further ado, let's just hop into these charts. Let me show you guys the markets, so then we'll get into the story from there. $848 billion market cap, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin dominance slightly down, 37.9%. Ethereum at 18%, which is actually pretty strong. Ethereum's looking strong right now. But look, strong, in terms of its dominance in the market. Everything's falling. Everything's weak. Look, we're down in the last 7 days. We're down 21% for Bitcoin, 25% for Ethereum. So, strong is a relative term here, but Binance still hurt. All these cryptos are falling. Let's see where CRONOS is at, 8.5 cents right now, down 30% in the last 7 days. So guys, it's a tough time in the market, but I'm still bullish for the long term, guys, and I want to show you guys what the resolve is. A lot of people are looking and struggling with trust now on account of Sam Bankman-Fried, but at the end of the day, I think what's going to happen from here is we are going to drive adoption and regulation much quicker due to these events that have happened as of late. We've been talking about regulation for months and months and months and even years, and now it's time to finally get the rubber to the road and get this going, because folks are hurting on account of some poor projects like FTX, right? We should have been able to suss this out, figure it out. The good news is that now exchanges are becoming transparent with their balance sheets and how much they have in terms of capital. Do they have a 1-to-1 ratio for money on hand versus what consumers have put into the exchange? These are all things we want to know, and a lot of the big exchanges, Crypto.com included, are going to come out with some of this information for us, and Binance and several others, so this is good. But let's get into this. So there was a YouTube video I checked out today. Highly recommend you check this out. I'm not going to play it for you, but the title caught me, and it said, "There won't be another situation like FTX for institutional investors ever again," says Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. Guys, he lost millions of dollars from FTX because he believed in it. He believed in it, and frankly, so did a lot of other people, including people in the government, and we're going to get to that in a minute here. But he had a huge investment in FTX, and they get after him in this video. Guys, you should check out this video. It's crazy. There is a woman anchor that comes on after this fella right here, and he comes out and says, "But Kevin, how could you say that this will never happen again? Isn't everybody running away from exchanges right now, and isn't there panic and fear?" And he says, "You've got a point, and yes, I made a bad call on FTX, but what this is going to do," Kevin O'Leary goes on to say, "is this is going to drive regulation." Kevin O'Leary himself, especially now that he lost a bunch of money, and he is a man of power, he wants to march down to Washington. He wants to get them going on regulation, which, I know we don't love regulation, but you and I both know that it is extremely important for this stuff to get regulated so that Sam Bankman-Frieds don't come after us again. Sam Bankman-Fried, maybe we should call him now that he's absolutely fried. So Kevin O'Leary had a big bag on FTX, but look, he's a bull. I mean, Kevin O'Leary, he's a smart man. And any entrepreneur, you have successes, you have failures. Unfortunately, FTX was a failure. He goes on to say how diversified he is. But this is back from March, guys. He put 20% of his portfolio into crypto, including tokens and blockchain firms. Blockchain firms including FTX. I'm sure there's others as well. But guys, that's what's going on right now. there are folks that are still bullish, even Kevin O'Leary. Now, this article is back from March, but this video with Kevin O'Leary, guys, is a very bullish video, and he is defending it. He's upset, but he's defending crypto, and he's saying regulation is coming, and it will be good for the industry, and he still very much believes in it, and there is very much so a place for digital assets in the future and cryptocurrencies and decentralization and DeFi. He believes that. So this is good to see. We got a big advocate in Kevin O'Leary. Unfortunately, he got crushed too, but hey, you know, he's going to help push the agenda, moving crypto closer to a, you know, finalized product, right? Let's get regulation done so we can have the bad players out of the market, the SBFs of the world. But I want to share this with you guys. I think, you know, it's important to understand what's going on in the market and who's involved. Little update from Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Guys, he lied again. He lied again. Can you believe it? He tweeted out today, "Hi all. Today, I filed FTX US, and Almada Research for a voluntary Chapter 11 proceedings in the US. He's filing bankruptcy. He's filing bankruptcy on FTX US just yesterday. And look at the comments, guys. Look at the comments. Just yesterday, he was just saying that FTX was totally good to go. Bring back the $10 to $50 billion and we'll forgive you. Nobody cares that he's sorry. Guys, he was just saying yesterday that he was promising us all that FTX US is fine and it's going to be totally fine. A day later, again, he cannot stop lying. He's so sorry that we ended up here, but yet he continues to lie. He filed bankruptcy a day after he said that FTX US was going to be totally fine. He cannot stop lying. How did we get here? I'm going to talk a little bit about this and a little, you know, I gotta show you guys some of the history we've had with Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay. Now, I got to apologize, first of all, to my community. Now, at one point, you know, just like everybody, so many folks were bullish on FTX. I was excited. Why? Crypto exchange FTX CEO visited the White House amid a regulatory fight. He was in the White House. Why? I mean, he was the biggest campaign donator to the Biden administration in the last presidential election. He also contributed to Republican candidates and a lot of folks in the political landscape here in the U.S. So he had a friend in Washington. And matter of fact, he had many friends in Washington. And he was being talked about in such a good way. You go through these articles and you look through the history of, you know, what he was saying about crypto and how, you know, he wanted to come out. He wanted to control the narrative of regulation. He did so by lining the pockets of politicians and helping them get elected so that they kind of owed him a favor down the road. Well, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to call in that favor. Unfortunately for him, I don't think he's going to be able to call in that favor now that he's gone bankrupt and potentially, again, let me know in the chat box down below, may go to jail. Do you think that's going to happen? Yes? No? Let me know. So guys, he had a friend in the White House. This is how we started off with Sam Bankman-Fried. This is when he really, you know, hit the big stage. His exchange was brought to light by Binance. Binance propped him up, and then he started getting a seat in the White House, and he was in politicians' ears, and he was donating. And again, to think about this, guys, was he donating users' money? Was he donating to political campaigns with our money, right? If you had money in FTX, is that where that money came from? Because now, you know, that went to campaigns, but where, you know, he can't pay everybody back. So, you know, there's a lot of illegal activity going on here, and it is very widespread. There is a lot of news to come from this, guys. Another thing I want to show you guys is there is a point where Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, was actually being considered as the adult in the room. SBF has spent a lot of time in DC, like we were just saying, schmoozing lawmakers and giving recommendations on possible crypto regulation, acting as the adult in the room and the liaison from the crypto industry. The fact that he was there and he was being considered the adult in the room is very, very bad. Guys, the folks in Washington have got to know that this guy's a bad guy, you know, but they didn't. I think they were either ignorant or they were hiding something. You know, I don't care if you're on the left. I don't care if you're on the right. This was irresponsible that this man was being considered the adult in the room in Washington. It makes no sense. This is an article by CoinDesk. guys, there's a lot more that's going to come unfolding with this. I'm just telling you. And there's more to this, okay? Also adding to it, guys, remember, they were talking about how Sam Bankman-Fried wants to give away his fortune. He didn't want to, I'm Sam Bankman-Fried. I'm wearing these cheap shoes, these cheap sneakers. I'm wearing this old t-shirt. I don't care about money. They go on to talk about in this article how he only wanted to make, he took $100,000 a year, which was, he was comfortable living off of $100,000 a year. And that's kind of what they go through here. But the whole story is that he wanted to give away his money, and he used it for advertising, and he's donating it, and he was donating it to political campaigns. But the question is that really his money to give away? Is that really his money to give away? Again, a lot to unfold. So this is where he was. He was the adult in the room. He was, giving away his money, and, very successful exchange, and, talks with the White House, a lot of good. This is where he was positioned. We were all feeling good about him. But the truth is something a little bit different, guys. And the truth is that, things are a little bit weird with Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX team. The fact is, and this is another article by CoinDesk, Bankman-Fried's cabal of roommates in the Bahamas ran his crypto empire. And they all dated. They all dated each other. Other employees have lots of questions. So when people are now learning about what people are learning about SBF and his team is that they were all living in a $35 million mansion. But remember, he wants to give away all his money, and he's the adult in the room. It came out that he lived in a $35 million mansion this entire time with 10 other folks that were all dating and potentially some other things. And this is what they were doing while they were running this empire. There was this people are calling it a gang of 30-something-year-olds that were all dating, and they were living in this mansion in the Bahamas. But again, the message is that he wanted to give away all his money, right? He was living in a $35 million mansion in the Bahamas. How did we miss this narrative? How, and I apologize, right? We've got a crypto channel. I want to give you guys the most accurate information. We missed this. Nobody knew about this. If anybody knew about it, they weren't talking about it, or at least this information was being suppressed by somebody, somehow, some way. But this is mind-blowing. Guys, look at some of this. The fact is that, we should have been able to see this. I'm going to scroll up to So, guys, this article here goes into a lot. You got to understand, the entire FTX team, okay, they had most of their money in FTX. They lost everything they had on account of FTX, okay, because they believed it. Sam had everything in FTX. All these 30-something-year-olds that lived in this mansion that were running this empire had all their money in, and all the employees at FTX that didn't live in the mansion, they had all their money, and they are totally out. They're in big trouble because of this. And Sam Bankman-Fried, he's sorry. Well, sorry doesn't give these people their money back, folks. It's really sad. Here's the other piece. Look at this mansion. This is the mansion. I was able to find some pictures. Actually, shout out to George at Cryptos R Us. He brought me, I found this information from him actually by watching his video earlier today. Yeah, I want to show you guys this. Look at this mansion. This is where Sam Bankman-Fried was living. The man that wants to give everything away. Look at all the rooms in his mansion. Guys, he was living like a king as he was investing all the folks in the industry's money and blowing it away and committing, illegal activities. I'm very curious to see how this plays out, and I do believe that there's more downside in the market as this information continues to come out, which is a very big change of pace from what we've been saying on the channel for the last 6 months, and I know it. I've been hoping for a bounce. I've been hoping for a bullish November and December, but unfortunately, guys, we were wrong. I always said there was a potential for more downside, and so in that I was right. I don't know the future. This is not financial advice. I said I was optimistic. I was bullish for November and December, but there's always a chance that something could happen, that there's more downside. We could absolutely slip. We're in a bear market, but the matter of fact is we DCA, we hold on for the long term. Now, in all of this, there's some good happening, guys. Let's go to Chris at crypto.com. Chris Marsliak being responsible, maybe being the actual adult in the room alongside with Binance and CZ. Well, the proof of reserves audit preparation is underway. We are sharing our cold wallet addresses from some of the top assets on the platform. This represents only a portion of our reserves, about 53,000 Bitcoin, 391,000 Ethereum, and combined with other assets for a total of $3 billion. So what they're going to do is they put together a dashboard. They're going to start showing the reserves like we've talked about. So guys, in all the bad, the CEOs are stepping forward. They're starting to talk about the things that maybe they should have been talking about the entire time. And a lot of people are scared about crypto exchanges and regulation. But you know what, guys? Just like Mr. Wonderful and how he believes that this won't happen again, I am on the same page. I don't believe that this will happen again with a crypto.com, with a Binance. That being said, we're going to have to see what information all these exchanges come out with. I believe that Binance and crypto.com especially will be fine. But some of these smaller exchanges, when they come out with this information, have they been over leveraging? You know, what have they been doing with their balance sheets? What have they been doing with the consumers' funds? We have to see how this unfolds, guys, because it is a very unique story. This is very important time for crypto. I am totally still bullish, guys, on crypto. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful discounts we have. It is painful, folks. But as long as we dollar cost average and we buy the dip, look at the dip on Solana, down 53%. Do you guys think Solana is going to survive? You know, they were tied to a lot of research. They were tied to FTX a little bit. A lot of folks are scared. Now, I love the Solana community. I love the NFTs on Solana. I think that there's a huge, huge community for FTX. They got a lot of soul locked. The question is FTX going to drag them down? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you're buying. Are you buying Bitcoin? Are you buying Ethereum? Are you buying more CRO? Are we buying CRONOS? Are we buying this awesome dip? Because at the end of the day, guys, and we've talked about this in the past, when you look at the all-time high for Crypto.com, and I do believe we will get back to that all-time high. I am very confident, not financial advice, but guys, I'm very confident we'll get back to that high. As this price goes lower, your how many X gain potential you can get on the way back up is getting bigger. If CROcoin goes down to that 4.5 cent level that we have talked about in the past, I think that you're looking at an easy 20X. If we get, because then you're going back to $1. It's 20X from 5 cents to get back to $1. If we go down to a cent CROcoin, which for the record, I do not think is going to happen, you could have a 100X on your way back to $1. And if we get a $10 CROcoin one day, that's 1,000X. Guys, it's so hard to see through all the noise, all the FUD right now, but I'm telling you guys, I am very, very relieved to see that Sam Bankman-Fried is out of the picture. It is a good thing that he's out of the way. This is a good thing for the crypto industry that this happened. It's painful. My heart goes out to anybody who had any losses with SBF and Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Okay? But at the end of the day, we will get stronger because of this. Crypto will come back. Just make sure you stay here for the long term. Get in it for the right reasons. Take profit on the way up. And also make sure you have some of your tokens in some, cold wallet. You want to have it out of the exchange. You don't want to have all your money in one exchange, right? You want to be diversified, just like Kevin O'Leary. He's diversified. That's why he's not panicking. Yes, is he upset? If you lost money in FTX, should you be upset? Absolutely. You should be pissed. You should be very upset. But the matter of the fact is that diversification is important. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, okay? And you want to stay here for the long term, because the folks that stick around for the long term, they come out on top at the end of the day. That's all I got. I'm Cryptokip. This is the Crypto Report. If you guys like this kind of content, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. 4 videos every day. When we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, we are giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. And do not forget, guys, as always, you got to remember to DCA, HODL, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. I got 2 videos for you right here if you would like to check them out. Peace.